What's up, Visitors? Welcome back to the studio.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
We're going to be doing a little bit of a whiskey tasting with Penelope Toasted.
We have not had Penelope before, but we've heard good things. This will be our first one.
Very good.
Anything we need to know about this particular bottle?
We'll get into it here in just a second. So cue the intro. All right, so Penelope Toasted. So a lot of things about Penelope. So the juice inside of it was actually produced by MGP, and the company Penelope, I believe, is either like New Jersey or New York or something like that. I think it's New Jersey. But then, so crazy story about Penelope. They had MGP juice in it. They created the company. Everybody loves it. And then they sold their company to MGP for a shit ton of money. So I haven't had it yet. I know that being a Privada guy, you guys know I'm one of those. Brian had, in the first Privada Con a couple years ago, had Penelope, and we have a bottle as well that we haven't opened yet. But this Penelope, so it's a heavy toast, char number 5, and 100 proof.
It's got some legs.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. Luckily, we had a little warm up earlier. So.
We also have a guest visitor off camera who wants to do a little tasting with us, my son.
But he's a little shy, and I think it's because he's wearing a muscle tee or a wife beater. I don't know what you call it anymore.
Well, politically correct, it's probably a spousal beater.
Yeah, a spousal physical abuser.
Perhaps well, never mind. I'm not going down that road. All right. Anyway, let's put the bottle back here in the middle, like professionals that we are.
I know I'm a
professional.
All right. Penelope
Toasted. It's a very nice. It's got dark caramel color.
Nice color.
It is very nice.
Doesn't seem too oily.
Yeah. It looks like a whiskey.
Very, very caramel. Lots of caramel.
Definitely can smell that nice toast. Not as in bread, but as in toasted.
It smells really good. So, let's give it a taste. It's definitely got a little bit of heat, but it doesn't burn. Damn, that's nice.
That is a nice hug.
Damn, that's nice.
It doesn't have that stingy kind of heat.
Yeah, it's not like...
it's more of just a very warm hug.
Yeah. It's like comfort. It's definitely not offensive at all. Man, this is good.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, it lives up to the hype.
This is a whiskey
really
a man can get in trouble with.
It is... we could kill that whole bottle with the taste.
That's what I'm saying. You sit here and you start chatting and pouring. This thing's gone before the end of the game.
Man, that is so good. I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I should really start paying attention to stuff like that. Maybe I will look up and put the price here. Maybe not.
Are you busy, producer? Do you price this for us? A bit of info?
She is busy. She just bought me my GoPro. So, well, she didn't buy it for me. She ordered it.
Yeah, so now, like we were saying in the last episode, when we do the bike rides or any of our more mobile stuff that we're going to do, like trips or bike rides or any of that kind of stuff, we'll be able to have not only cell phones in action and the camera you're watching now, which is the Nikon, but we'll also be able to have the 2 GoPros running. So we'll be able to get a lot of extra footage and a lot of stuff that maybe you wouldn't have had before. We're trying to not be one-dimensional.
What was it?
$78.
So about $78. So around $80.
So nice amount. That's a good bottle of whiskey. You know, it's not going to break the bank.
I have no problem paying $80 for that. None whatsoever. This is delicious. We almost decided to do the Architect, but we decided to go with the Toasted. I would love to find the Rio. The Rio hasn't found its way to Florida yet.
We have 5 of these, right? The Penelope?
We
Penelope?
have
Whatever. What is
Penelope. We have the Architect. We have the Privada one. We have the Toasted. And then we have the other 2, so 5.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other 2
So we
are.
have 5 different ones. And when he first started collecting it, having known I knew nothing about them, he had been doing a little research and listening to people talk about it. So he just started buying them up. The minute he'd see one, he'd buy it. And I'm just like, man, you're investing a lot, especially after Blue Run.
Yeah.
After our Blue Run debacle, where we just sought out these rather expensive bottles and bought them, and then found out we're not the biggest fan of them. It's not total throwaway whiskey, but it's not worth the hype and the price. It's not worth the hype and the price is where I think we stood on the Blue Runs.
I mean, to be honest, the Blue Run, it's equal to like a $30. It's just, we'll get into that in another episode.
I believe these are. I think these are priced right. I think this is a good price for these. I think it's worth it. I think it's definitely top shelf quality.
Now I know why they were able to sell their company for as much as they did. I mean, this is. What do you think?
It's really good.
It's really good. I really like this one.
Yeah, it's got a classy quality feel to it. It's definitely got
feels like you can.
It's what I like to call. It's got sophistication. It brought me up a level or 2 just in sniffing it and holding it.
Well, coming from a guy who used to drink Jack for,
I was a Jack drinker,
this is a big step up.
Oh, yeah, this is a world of difference. And I love Jack. Anybody who watches or knows me knows I will always appreciate and love Jack Daniels.
Was it Old Number
Tennessee
7?
whiskey, Old Number 7, yep. Grew up on it, been drinking it since I was teething.
So, a lot of whiskey, when you drink it, especially like 100 proof, maybe a little bit higher, I don't know what the mash bill on this is. I'd have to look that up. I don't have it. I should have looked it up. But, it's MGP, so the mash bills are readily available. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of whiskeys that have like a higher proof tend to have that offensive feel in the the esophagus.
Yeah, some have like a. There's some that have the hug. What do they call that? The Kentucky hug. And it's this warm, wonderful feeling that starts off in your esophagus, sometimes your mouth. Starts off and just kind of travels down until it hits your stomach. And it's just this warm, wonderful feeling. Others have what I call a burn.
A burn.
They sting your mouth. They burn your throat. Almost like a huge shot of lemon juice might, like that stinging,
that reverse,
not happiness. Good thing about whiskey is even if you buy a bottle and you get the more uncomfortable burn style, you drink 2 of them and that goes away. That's the beauty of whiskey. I mean, you medicate a little bit and you're able to medicate a lot.
But with
which
this,
also makes whiskey dangerous.
With this, it's like you get a little bit of a hug, but it's not like this is like the taste is spectacular.
And it goes down a little bit with every sip, every swallow.
This drink, it feels like nothing. Like you don't feel it. It doesn't hurt.
I would definitely put this in my top 50 whiskeys that I've had to date that I absolutely like. Like I like this a lot.
This is a top 10 for me. I mean, this is really
technically
good.
It's a bourbon. I know I keep saying whiskey.
Well,
which bourbon is whiskey.
Yeah.
But bourbon is so much more than just basic whiskey. It has the tightest regulations.
This is so good.
Or whatever wording you use for that.
I mean, so coming off of chicken cock, which hurt really bad. That was not good. But then we had the St. Augustine, what is it, the port? Yeah.
When you're done with that pour, Christian, I'm going to pour you some chicken cock.
Yeah.
I'll let you try that.
You might like it.
It is. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you any review. I want to get your honest opinion of what you think of the flavor of it.
We're going to get him on camera one day.
The more we do this, eventually I have a feeling all the kids and everybody will eventually make cameos and appearances, especially once we start doing more of the travel and more of the stuff, because then they'll be there.
We got some stuff where they're not going to have a choice if they're involved.
I think it's just me, but the way this light and camera are hitting, it just looks like half my beard is like out here. It's probably just me. I haven't had that much whiskey, so I know it's not the whiskey talking.
This right here, I don't know what this is.
That's your gray patch.
I love
it's
it.
coming.
I can't wait.
That's how mine started. When I first started, I had a goatee. Now I had a long goatee, and there was no mustache. I forget what they call that when it's just the goatee part. But I got these. No, I got these two right here. The two silver streaks with the black in the middle. Well, it used to be this was dark brown. This was darker brown, but I had these two gray stripes that were slowly getting whiter and whiter, kind of like Wolfgang Puck or somebody from back in the day, Wolfgang or somebody that used to have them. And then slowly over time, as I've gotten older, it's gotten more and more gray. I've actually contemplated about going solid white for Christmas and just in general, but the amount of maintenance on that, because you have to get it bleached every so often or it'll start showing out in the dark under it. And I'm like, then you gotta, if you ever decide to go back to natural, you gotta let that, you either gotta shave it off, which that's not happening, or you gotta let it grow out and you'll just see that receding line for the next 3 years. And I just haven't made that decision yet to go with that.
It's so funny because you know, I never thought I could grow a beard. These guys never thought I could grow a beard.
I never thought I could.
Never thought I could. But growing it out, I was like, I love this. It's amazing. And I just got my brand new motorcycle helmet. When I put it on and take it off, it pulls some, and it's like, oh, that's agony. Almost not quite as bad as when when
Layla gets a hold of it. Ooh. And he's so cute. He's finally to that point where he acknowledges, he knows who you are, he smiles and laughs, and when he sees you and he likes you, he gets a big smile. But he has gotten to where his hands work now, and he will reach out and just get a fistful and pull on
and then laugh.
And then just smile like it's the greatest joy he's ever experienced. It is adorable. It's the only person I would allow to pull my beard to the point of pain and just be like, you know what, I'm okay with this.
So we're gonna pour some chicken cock for the young man over here.
A young, new into the whiskey scene is his opinion on some good old-fashioned whiskey cock, which eventually you will see the video we did on the review for this, or the tasting for this. Jeff and I are not fans. I shouldn't even say that because I really want him to go at it with an open mind. But this coming from a kid who liked the moonshine.
And Ardbeg.
Legit backwood moonshine we had.
And he loves the Ardbeg.
And he likes Ardbeg, which is the really smoky
crazy
whiskey. Pop that back up there.
I am a big fan of this Penelope. Big fan. I love it.
I thought you did, but then I see how you like gingerly nursing that cup along.
Enjoying it.
Well, I'm about to enjoy another pour. I was going to hook you up at the same time. Somebody's got to be the peer pressure in the group. The funny thing is, did I ever tell you the story of when I first started growing the beard? I had moved down here. I had never had anything but a goatee since I was old enough to really grow facial hair. I had the little dirty lip for a while, and then eventually went into the goatee, and I just rode the bald head of the goatee for years and years and years. Back when I was doing photography, I had to shave the goatee off all the time because certain things we would do, certain events, certain companies that we were affiliated with working for, would not allow facial hair. So I had to shave it off and just go with bald head, bald face, like a big thumb or something walking around. And so eventually I got into trucking. I just was able to grow my goatee and keep my goatee. I moved down here and was kind of settling in, getting, falling back in love with myself. I guess you could call that time period in my life. And my nephews, I lived in a trailer, like a travel trailer, in my brother's property, and my nephews were like, "Hey, Uncle Trav, would you do a No Shave November with us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I'm just doing one-ons. I'm not trying to date anybody. I don't give a shit what I look like." So I just started growing it, and it was bad. It didn't look good. It was horrible. I have wavy hair. There's some waves and curls in our hair, in our DNA. So I get these horrible waves and cowlicks and curls. It just looked like total garbage. And one day, I just decided, I said, I wonder or I thought about it. I said, I wonder if I let it grow long enough, if it'll pull those curls out and just take on this nicer shape. Because I used to be so jealous of the guys like my buddy Gary back in the day and other people who could just grow beautiful beards.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full year, 12 months. I'm not going to touch it with scissors. All I'm going to do is comb it out when it's messy and just ride it out and see what happens. And I went for a year, and I liked it so much, and I went through some really ugly stages, but then it hit some really good stages. And I got to 1 year and just let it creep, and eventually it was 1.5 years, and then eventually it was 2 years, and then finally I went to my future brother-in-law, and that's who trims my beard when I do get it trimmed. And he trimmed it up for me and had it looking just super tight, and realized that I don't, as much as I sometimes miss how I look with the shorter beard, I don't think I'll ever go back to not having a long, crazy beard. Unless Jenny really was to push me for it. I mean, it also would be kind of weird because, my character, my handle, my name, my nickname, whatever you want to call it, is the bearded biker. And if I go back to a short beard, it's not going to make a lot of sense. It's still a beard, but is it? But I get people at like the vape shop and other places I go, they're always like, dude, how do you grow your beard? And I always tell them, I said, first off, one thing you got to do, as your beard gets longer, stop shaving the bottom of your neck. Because you'll never have volume and thickness if you undershave the beard. It'll always be transparent and thin and straggly. I said, and two, just stop looking at it.
Yeah.
Just let it grow, comb it out, and just brush it out. Use either a wide tip or wide bristle brush or wide bristle comb. Don't use one of those fine little combs. You'll actually stretch the hair and pull it.
Damages the hell out of it.
And then just wash it, cream rinse it, condition it, oil it, and just let it go. And leave it alone. And now I'm trying to get a little more length. I'm sorry, I'm monopolizing the conversation. I'm trying to get a little more length now, so I'm trying not to get it trimmed, but I'm to the point where I've trimmed my mustache twice now. I need to get it trimmed for the sideburns and for the mustache, so I'll probably be doing that, but I do not want him to touch the length. I want to get down mid-belly at some point. And it's a good 5 years of growth to get there.
Oh, yeah. So, with mine, the mustache, I can't stand the mustache. My mustache, I mean, it's all funky. It grows out.
Your best bet would either be go with a short mustache, or what you would have to do is let it get it so long that it no longer tries to grow out. It grows down, and then you would have to style it to get it with the wax to get it to curve around your mouth. It really sucks because you lose your top lip. Women hate it. Especially if you put oil in it or the wax, they don't like that feeling against their face when you kiss them.
Gets in their mouth.
And I don't even like it. Like anytime you touch your face, your fingers get oiled. Then if you touch your phone or your glasses or your camera, it transfers. I don't like the waxes. I don't use them. I figured just trim it. You won't have the problem. Well, you don't wear glasses. You don't mess with cameras, and your phone's always greasy. I love it. So,
well, that's because everybody uses my phone.
Well, that's your masturbation problem that does that. But since you got that, your phone's already greasy.
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem if I enjoy it.
It's not a problem.
All right.
It's a bonus.
Let's take a minute here. Let's circle back to the and see what you think about it.
Oh yeah, what did you think of the chicken cock?
It's not my favorite.
Not good, is it?
My stomach didn't like it either.
No.
What did it taste like? Do you have any idea of like what you think it reminds you of or tastes like?
I'd have to taste it again.
No, you don't. If it's making your stomach sick, don't drink it. Let me just ask you. I wanted to see if you said what we both said. Yeah. Does it taste like medicine? Does it have a medicine quality, like a medicinal quality?
A little bit. I feel
like almost like a copper pitty kind of medicine-y kind of vibe.
A little bit. I think it has a bit of like green apple, but I don't know.
Right, maybe that is where the bitterness is coming in, because green apples are sour, and sour sometimes bring about the thought of bitter.
Yeah, we definitely don't like it.
Yeah, I won't. To be honest, that's a whiskey I'll never buy again. Yeah. And I love the bottle. I think I said this on the same show. Yeah. It's just it's a conversation starter, because everybody comes in and they go, oh, you got 4 soldiers, oh, you got this, oh, you got that. Oh, what's this whiskey called? Chicken cock. And I'm just like, it's a clever name. It's funny. It gets conversation going, but you just can't drink it.
Now, the Penelope, on the other hand, buy it.
that bottle will go away in the fashion that a handful of other whiskeys and moonshine and stuff like that have went away. It'll go away by talking people into how bad it is to try it, and they'll eventually try it till the bottle's empty.
And what do we call them?
I don't know.
Vigoters.
Vigoters.
Every time a Vigoter comes over, it's like, hey, you want to try some chicken cock?
I don't know if y'all saw the episode yet or not, but there is an episode where my drunk friend over here,
I was drunk.
he's talking about visitors, but he says it we've been drinking, and he says Vigoters, and it just kind of became this thing, and that's what we're making reference to.
So if you haven't seen it yet, go check out our Whiskey of the Month Club.
Yes.
That video, check it out. It's fun. It particularly gets better in the second half, and if you go back and watch that video right now, comment in that video right when you think I am drunk.
Now, I may be wrong, but my personal opinion of watching us is we always get better the further into the drinking we go. I think we get funnier.
I think I get more attractive.
I think it just gets better.
I might get a little bit taller the more I drink. I don't know.
No, that's just your mind.
But
I'm not making fun of him for being short. I just get tired of carrying in the 3 phone books he's sitting on.
It's 4.
I got to carry them bitches everywhere. We got to get booster seats at restaurants.
The worst thing is, I mean, I know this is a joke that people say, but I literally sit on the curb and swing my legs. It's really cool when I can fit it. Oh, speaking of short.
I used to wonder why he would come to... Yeah, you're going to have to wait. I used to wonder why he would come to the house and he would never sit down. I'm like, dude, we're best friends. We've been hanging out forever. Why in the hell do you come to my house and lean on the kitchen counter and stand the whole time? It just weirds me out. I'm sitting in my recliner, my spot. We're having a good time. We're all hanging out.
This is dead honest.
And it drove me nuts. I'm like, sit the F down, bro. Finally, I told him, I was like, dude, why don't you sit down? His feet don't touch the floor. Which is beyond hilarious. Oh, sorry, bro. I love you. But it's funny to see someone sit back and their feet...
They don't touch the floor.
It's good stuff.
Speaking of height and short, I had to wake up my stepdaughter today, and I had to wake her up because we had to go get her brand new glasses, and they have a bunk bed, and it's kind of like one of those bunk beds where one goes one way and the top bunk goes the other. And I went in there and woke her up, and she wasn't having it, so I had to wake her up. I had to, shake her, mess with her a little bit, and took the pillow, and I was going to hit her, and I stood up to hit her, and I banged my head on the bunk bed. You know how often I bang my head on stuff? It doesn't happen. So for tall people, it happens all the time.
I love it, because when we go hiking or something, I just say, watch out for that little branch. And he's like, what little branch? You mean that one we can put a swing in?
I mean, like, I could walk right under a ladder, and I'm not talking about the
And that's a lie, because we don't go hiking. Look at us. We hike to the refrigerator. That's about as far as our excursion goes.
I like lifting weights. I don't like cardio. Cardio sucks. Which, by the way, by the end of the year, I'm still going to be joining the 1,200 pound club.
And in another 5 months, I'm going to be enjoying sipping on a $200 bottle of whiskey that this chubby bitch is going to be buying me.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Stay tuned for the weight loss challenge. I've already lost.
It will be November that we will film it. I don't know exactly when it'll air. It just depends on where we're at.
It'll air at some point.
But we will film it in November when he comes back from Iraq the next time. And that will be what it is.
And I will be having a brand new bottle of St. Augustine the Saint.
No,
and he'll just be sad. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you put the Penelope?
I put it as the Toasted. This particular bottle, I put it at a solid 9.
I agree, 100%.
I don't think it's the best whiskey I've ever had,
but it is damn close.
It is damn close. Like, it's a high 9. It's not even just a 9. And that's me personally. I mean, there's probably some guys out there who would rate it completely different because, as we all know, taste is subject to the person.
So, I'm a big fan. Right now, I have kind of 2 favorite. I love Old Forester. Old Forester 100, especially for the price. You cannot beat that unless you.
You can't, but you can't put it up against this.
Well, hold on. But the 1910, which is kind of a double oaked, well, double barreled, that is the 1910 is it's not a 10, but I put the 1910. They're equal. The only difference is the 1910 is a little bit cheaper, so it has a little bit of a leg up on it.
Yeah, the cheaper. A whiskey that tastes phenomenal or great and has full body and great flavor and depth and all of the key points you want in your whiskey, the cheaper that price is, the higher that point goes. Because who wouldn't want to get a bottle of whiskey that tastes like a $5,000 bottle for $20? I mean, if you didn't, then you're just buying it. You're just buying the bottle. You're just buying to want to impress your friends.
And don't get us wrong, we got the entire Blanton's collection, so I mean, we're one of those too.
Yeah. I mean, we like collecting. We like finding stuff that's rare or hard to get. And, we have our price level where we're willing to go, and then we have bottles that if we ever found them, we would push to that level, even though we don't really like spending that level of money. Because I think we haven't got to that point yet. Because I think there's so much good whiskey that falls under that $500 mark that there's not been a reason for us to push past it. And I don't even think we have over a $300. I think $300.
$300 is what we're at.
Is our probably highest bottle that we would.
However, we are going to have another $200 bottle of again St. Augustine.
And y'all can thank me.
Well, yeah, because you lost.
Because I won it.
Yeah, but you don't even know what do you even remember what whiskey you chose?
I do not at this point because it'll be whatever I choose at the moment. I'm in the moment kind of guy.
That's true. So it's about a $200 bottle is what we're aiming for
I know there's some whiskeys I want, but they're way out of the $200 range.
Yeah.
Like a bottle of Pappy's, which I get that people say isn't worth the money, but I still want to experience it.
Yeah, we found a couple bottles not too long ago.
There's also some Macallans and some Dalmores that I absolutely love that are way above that price point too. So I will find a bottle that falls into the $200 category that I desire to drink.
You're not going to win it. See, here's the crazy part. Regardless if he wins it or not, chances are we're getting two $200 bottles anyway. So
and the point is too, it's more of a motivational and it's a fun thing for us to razz each other and talk about with you guys, because the truth is every bottle we buy we drink together. All of them sit in the bar that's in my house, but it's our bar.
And we have rules like if something's open, it's open.
It's open for any of our friends who, we do have.
We have three.
I hate to say we're whiskey snobs, but we have rules. Yeah. If it's over a certain price point, it's a straight up drink. Everybody's welcome to have it.
With Coke.
If you want to mix Blanton's with Coke or Penelope with Coke, then just buy your own, and I will mix it up for you all day long at the bar.
All day long.
I just won't mix an $80 bottle into a 50-cent can of Coke. I'm just not fucking doing it. But that's because it's mine. Yep. I will do some good whiskeys and soda. Like I will do ancient aged, which is a Eagle or a Buffalo Trace product, which is phenomenal, especially for as cheap.
Especially for that is my I got to be honest. The benchmark might take over that spot.
But it passes the price point though.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but you're talking a handle versus a 750.
750.
So it doubles it. My thing is for the price of ancient aged, it is a great whiskey. Man. It is far better than any other whiskey at that price point. And I mean, because what do you got? Canadian Mist, and there's a handful of others that are below the $20 mark. Yeah, and for a handle,
you get a handle. I think it was like $21 for ancient age. You can't beat that. Plus, I mean, I drink it with Coke, and it is the best whiskey to mix with Coke, in my opinion.
It's good with Coke. It's actually good in old fashions. It's good in whiskey sours, which I don't like, but it is a really good taste. So you can mix it any way you want and not feel guilty about the fact that you're pouring an $80 bottle into a drink.
Here's my thing, Buffalo Trace. If you're watching, listen to this part. I know you're watching. Make a line just like Benchmark with Ancient Age. Do the same thing you did with Benchmark, but do it with Ancient Age.
There's a lot of room for growth in that market because not everybody can go out and buy, especially in today's economy
Especially
where everyone's
Buffalo
suffering a
Trace
little
stuff.
bit. There is no reason why they can't make that whiskey and have it branch out into a few other flavors, a few other
Exactly.
profiles with the same milk.
I'm telling you.
mash
Now,
bill.
they have an ancient age, which I've never seen in the wild, and I've only heard a little bit about. But if you do an ancient age with, just like the benchmark, follow the same exact formula with the top shelf, the bonded, the barrel proof, the single barrel, which for the benchmark sucked. But go ahead and do it with ancient age. Just the same format, man. And have it readily available for everybody. Buffalo Trace, I trust you. I know you can do it. But with that said, we got a 9. Buy it. Check it out.
I swallowed wrong.
He does that often, but at least he swallows. But either way, we want to thank you for watching. Like, comment,
You're a sick
subscribe.
bitch.
I try.
Ring that bell.
And we look forward to seeing you guys next time. So
Love you.
peace out.